Hi, welcome to this video. We're going to be looking at Firefly, Photoshop, Adobe Express Photos. That's the desktop app. I've got a video on that if you're interested. What I was doing is I was looking at this thing about the lunar lava tubes. And one of these things that is interesting is that if you use like Runway, you might get like a higher definition source. And I think the same would actually be true with Gemini as well, right? Nano Banana rather. But the thing is, it's like the one that I'm actually going to use here is actually from Firefly. And the reason for that is because it's actually done what I asked, right? I wanted a cross section where you can see the lunar lava tubes, you can see the surface of the moon, and you can see, and obviously this is how it looks on the moon, right? So this image is not going to work for me because it's a little bit, it's similar, but I think you can't really see the surface here, right? You can see there is a surface, but it's not clear. This really has I love the straight lines here of the surface and showing that actually, and this is actually more accurate because this is how thick the lunar surface can be, right? Very, very thin, and then the caves obviously underneath. So recently I was thinking about this, the lunar lava tube. So if you don't know, what's quite interesting about the surface of the moon is that on the surface of the moon, it gets to like ridiculous temperatures, like anywhere from like 140 degrees centigrade to minus 200, right? But go down a little bit into what we call the lunar lava tubes, and it's actually about minus 4 degrees centigrade. So it's actually completely habitable, obviously assuming you've got air. What this video is actually about, though, is about how to use Generative Extend. One of the things I realized that probably what they'll do on the moon is that they'll have one of these tubes with like a hole, and then like the actual spaceship will then land there, right? So we go to crop tool here. You see we've got the fill here, right? And we've got this thing, Generative Expand. And here's the thing that you may want, like, even if you've got 16:9 or 4:3 image, it maybe you want it to actually cover like be a much more rectangular shape, right? So that's what we're going to go for here, and we're going to just do that here, and we're going to try and make it more rectangular. Let's make it. I mean, that looks about right. Okay, so you do use generative credits, right? Now, when you do it, it says, what would you like to generate? I don't really need any more arguments. I just want it to continue on the surface, right? So let's just try with no argument at all there. Yeah, I mean, I almost wonder if I should use the Firefly directly in Photoshop rather than using the web-based one. So what we got here? That's pretty good, right? That's exactly what I would hope for, really. Because obviously if you're doing a cross-section, you have to assume, obviously this would be a roof, but if it was a roof, you wouldn't see anything. And then, of course, you can bring it directly into Adobe Express Photos, which I really love this app. This is a great app. You can do obviously everything in Photoshop as well, but I mean, just being able to click that, I think that actually almost reminds me of the moon a bit more. Definitely brings out some of these stalactites and stuff. So what I actually wanted to do was incorporate this picture into sort of presentation about how space might look like after 2055. So and it's kind of, I mean, to be honest, the next sort of 30 years, it's more my vision of what might happen. So let's look at where we're at, and we're going to see, and then we'll see how we're going to incorporate that image that I just made into this next section. Okay. So this is my first page. Ducks in space. They're key component of intercelestial transport, and then we're going to say they release then. Now, the interesting thing about this, archaeflagellar motors, if you actually look at these tiny bacteria, the motors that they have, which are the flagellum, they actually, it is crazy because if you put that at a scale of what a human could swim like, the human would be swimming at like 600 miles an hour, right? That's how fast the actual, the tiny bacterial swim with the motor, right? So I thought, put them on ducks, right? And then it's not actually that and it's not necessarily that. I mean, you'd think you can't really control a duck, but then think of a home. I mean, I don't know. There's obviously quite a few technical leaps you'd have to, and to be able to actually have internal storage as well. The duck would have to be pretty massive, right? But I think it's like an interesting idea, right? Because planes are called birds, for example. Birds flying through the sky. You'd probably want to use a duck, right? So that's what I do. And this figure is actually correct. If you traveled at 80,000 miles per hour towards the moon, you'd make it there in 3 hours. One of the things about PowerPoint is what you want to do, right, is when you're actually setting things up initially, you go into this, you go View, and you go Slide Master. And then all you have to do is click on the very top one, right? So here I've used some cool fonts. For example, we've got Britannic. That's Britannic Bold, this one. And this one is Era's Demi. So these are really cool, like serif fonts that you might want to use, for example, right? When you have a background like this, you want to really take care about what you're doing with the colors, right? With black background, you need white, you need light gray, cyan, and gold. They're the only colors that are actually going to work on a black background. It's not much actually works, right? I think 16 font is good here, and I've done that in Era's Bold. So Iris Demi, so this is Iris Demi, and this is Britannic Bold. Now, if we actually look at what we've done with the actual slides, though, and remember, you always have to move back to normal view to actually see what you're actually doing at this a particular point, right? When you're centering titles in a sort of text box like this, what you want to do is you want to make sure, firstly, you go to the Home tab, right? So you've got center here. So that will center like this, right? But what will happen often is that your text will actually appear and it will be right at the bottom here. And this, you can't do it from this menu. It's like something which is not, I wish they put them in the same menu, to be honest. But the thing is, the reason they don't is because it's actually more a function of the box as opposed to a function of the text, right? So what you have to do is you have to go all the way here, text options and text box. And that's where you get to do it, right? So that's why sometimes it's like, it can be a little bit frustrating, this stuff. And then you've got some option with shrinking text. These things are more, it's more relevant in different use cases, basically. Big text blocks is when you want to start doing that stuff. And obviously we've got the reflowing stuff in InDesign. You've got some videos on that if you're interested in watching those. Now with the next section, what I've done is I've just, sometimes with new slide, you don't really get what you want. So I think I'd use like this probably. And I just moved the boxes around, and you can obviously move the boxes around pretty easily. One more thing that I really want to point out, it's very important to do. I've done soft edges and changed that, but that isn't the most interesting point. If you've got an image with a black background, you'll notice there's no background here. The most important way to remove the background is in here, color, and you go to the bottom, set transparent color, and then basically you just click on the background and the whole background will be removed. That's something which is not necessarily obvious at all, to be honest, but very worth doing that if you want to change that, right? All right, so let's incorporate our image here, right? What's actually quite interesting when I look at the footer here, right, is that it seems to like be really cool when it's just through the footer, right? It's almost like the footer is part of the image. And that's one of the, again, it's another cool thing about master slides. Master slides basically just stick themselves on the top, right?